Dr. Maddy Roth here with Roth Consulting Group. Today I just wanted to have an honest conversation about hiring staff, and I talk to my coaching clients a lot about this, mostly so I can mentally prepare people. Hiring is hard and it's scary, and having new staff is scary, but it gets better. You lose a lot of money when you initially bring staff on. So it's not going to be forever, but it is going to be probably a good 3 months. So if we hire a new therapist, whether it's occupational therapist or a physical therapist, what I mentally anticipate is for the first 3 months of their employment, if they have no pelvic health background, we're going to lose quite a bit of money off of that therapist. So what happens is you get some hot leads. You have really hot eval, filled out an online inquiry, just wants to come see us, heard great things. They come in, your therapist just bombs the eval. You can have all the systems in place, but you have an eval script, you've practiced it a million times, you've practiced the hands-on, they're great, they've done mock evals, they've shadowed, and they get in front of that first patient and they just bomb it. I mean, maybe that's mean to say, but all of our new staff have had that. I mean, granted, our girls, when they come in, they don't have pelvic health experience. And I do think patients can feel that in a way, just that clinical confidence isn't there. You're saying, yes, I can get you better, but in your heart of hearts, you know, I've never treated leakage before. Like, I don't know. Like, I think I can get you better. I've done these trainings with my employer or one of their staff members, and I'm still not really sure. I really think patients can pick up on that little bit of lack of confidence, and they just won't want to book. So when you have someone new come on, just know that you're going to take a hit for about probably 3 months where you're working hard, you're paying for your leads on Facebook, or you just are dogging it. You're doing a workshop and you got one patient out of that workshop. You worked so hard and your therapist just loses them. They just bomb the eval. So, or they book and then they call and cancel all their visits. Don't freak out. I tell my coaching clients, you just need to mentally know that's probably what's going to happen. It could be better. Some of you guys, like if you have a more seasoned clinician, if they have maybe some ortho background, maybe it's not going to be quite as bad. But typically, if they're new to pelvic, maybe coming from acute care or a SNF, home health, it's going to be a good bit before they are really cranking patients out, keeping a schedule full, and bringing you in a lot of money. But take heart. Those 3 months are worth it. If you're going to have someone bombing it for 3 months, it's not going to be as bad by the end of the third month as it is those first couple of weeks. Like, it gradually gets better, but they're really rolling by month 4, and they've seen, holy cow, I can get these people better. They're starting to build confidence. They're getting their feet wet. They're getting used to how to talk with patients and how to make some nice side chat when they're bringing their eval back. But, you know, when therapists are nervous and they're bringing the eval back, it's like, so, how's the weather out there? Like, it's interesting. Same with hiring an admin. We typically expect a very similar thing. When you hire, especially your first admin, you're going to lose patients. I mean, no one can convert on the phone as well as the owner. Not only because we can speak to it clinically, but we also have a level of pride in our business, and we know we're doing something amazing and something really special in our town, and we can just gush about it. And the patient just is like, I want to be part of that. When they talk to you on the phone, you can convert those leads like it's your job. When you hire an admin, yeah, I mean, they don't really know how great we are. And they also feel awkward. They might not know the pelvic health lingo. They don't know how to answer certain questions. You can train, but all of a sudden, if they ask, like, well, how do you, like, do you treat UTIs? And maybe you guys didn't chat about that during training. And then the admin's like, oh, yeah. Patients can just sense that on the phone. Whereas if you're getting on the phone and you're like, oh yeah, we can treat UTIs. We've done this, and we help with your gut health and getting rid of that prolapse so you're not as prone to these infections and whatever clinically you have to say. And the patient's like, okay, like, let's do this. So yeah, I mean, an admin is never going to be as good as you at converting on the phone. They will get better, but yeah, you are going to lose some people. And if you think about it, each patient is worth maybe, I don't know, practices do different things. You see different cases. Some people are more chronic pelvic, but maybe each patient at your practice is worth $2,400 to you. And so when an admin bombs the call, that's $2,400 out the door. Therapist bombing the eval, $2,400 out the door, over and over and over and over and over again for months. But on the flip side, 3 months in the grand scheme of your business is actually really worth it to be having a therapist that's great and finally has the experience and is generating income for you, of course, to help build your business, help more people, and give you the opportunity to grow and help even more people. And it's not even that it stinks because we lose out on that money, but it really is a shame for the patients too, because if we don't do our due diligence on the phone, we lose that lead, we know that person probably not going to get help. I mean, a small percentage of the time they might reach out to another practice, but a lot of times they just don't get help. They're just like, screw it, I'm going to just live with this. So it is really important to work over and over again with your admin to help him or her get trained so that we aren't losing people, because it's life-changing what we're doing. And sometimes it takes time for your admin or your therapist to see that and believe it and really get the person on the phone to believe that their life is going to be different. And same with the evals. If we're bombing the eval, that person's not going to get help. They probably, even especially at that point, they've gone through the effort of coming in for an eval and they are just like, no, I'm just not doing this. Like, it's expensive and I'd rather spend my money at Orange Theory or some darn thing. Yeah, it's a shame for that person. They're going to live with these issues. It's just really sad, but that's kind of the price you pay for having new staff. And I just wanted to mentally prepare for destruction for about 3 months. And if it's anything better, good, because I'm really just trying to, make it sound really bad. So if it's anything better than that, you can be happy. But I expect around the 3-month mark for things to start to turn around. And pretty soon your therapists are going to be better than you at treating patients. And I think my first hire has probably treated more pelvic health issues than I have. I have staff that comes to me with questions and I'm like, girl, I think you got to go to Lexi because she's seen more cases than I have at this point. Like, your staff is going to be great and you're going to help so many people. You're going to help the short term. You're going to lose people. It's going to be really sad. Those people aren't going to get help on account of your therapist just not being there yet. But long term, just think of how many more people are going to be helped and their lives are going to be changed. And as far as admin, I still really think admin, they can get really good, they can convert well, but they're never going to be as good as the owner talking on the phone. I know some practices, they actually have the owners field phone calls. Like the owner doesn't treat patients. All they do is convert on the phone. Especially for colder leads like Facebook ads, they're the ones calling those Facebook ads. And that's a good strategy for some businesses if you're really motivated and you're okay with talking on the phone. But eventually, typically, it's worth it to have an admin. You are going to lose some people, even if your admin is just amazing. What I love about, I have to rave about my admin in Saginaw. She just, at this point, she believes in our business so much. Like when she talks to a patient, she's just gushing with pride because she's seen the results that we get, and she'll tell patients, we get great results. And she's seen it. She believes it deeply in her heart. And I just love to listen to her on the phone because I'm like, oh my gosh, it just makes me feel so great. And when an admin's new, they're not probably going to talk like that on the phone because they truly don't know like what our intentions are and that we are the best. So some of it does take time. My admin has gotten really good on the phone, but again, they can't speak to the clinical aspect of it. They might not know how many people you've helped with UTI like symptoms off the top of their head. That's a lot to take in. You can train them a lot, or you can go through cases. What we do at team meetings is we'll go around and share patient wins. So, and honestly, that's mostly for our admins to hear that we get good results in the back, you know? And a lot of times we're sharing between therapists, but I think it's really important for the admins to hear too, like, whoa, you guys treat that? Or you treat erectile dysfunction or some of these crazy things that we treat and get results with. It's great for admin to hear that as well. So I guess I'm just a little on a tangent today, but I'm here to mentally prepare you. It's going to be fine. When you hire, it's worth it. But don't beat yourself up. I think that's another thing with this. If you're losing leads and you're just like, I suck at training. Yeah, you might too. Like you probably suck a little at training new staff, but also there's a learning curve, and a lot of this you just have to learn with reps and experience, and it takes a little bit of time. So don't beat yourself up either. If you've hired someone, you're like, holy cow, like what is going on? We're all crashing and burning. My admin's not converting. My therapist isn't converting. Where are the patients? Just so stressed. Take a breath. Relax. We give it a good 3 months. It will start to get better gradually, just with those reps on the phone, reps with patients. And you can do mock calls, you can do mock evals. It isn't the same though as having a real patient in front of you. And some of the loops patients, ask about, or some of the tough questions that you just can't anticipate. So hopefully this helps you feel a little bit better with hiring new staff. Maybe I scared you to death and you don't want to do it. But again, 3 months, plan on that. If it's anything better than what I just described, great. So at our Troy clinic, we have a gal that has pelvic experience, and she was by far the easiest staff member on our team to train. She's an occupational therapist, and mostly because she already had that clinical confidence going into it. She needed a little tweaking the first 2 weeks with the eval script. Sometimes she'd get things a little mixed up or not quite right from like the sales perspective of a cash pay business. A little bit of tweaking with that, and she was good. She was good real quick, about 2 weeks, and boom. I mean, her schedule has been consistently full since week 3, just because patients can really sense that. She knows what she's doing. She knows the right things to say. She's confident. And when she's bringing a patient back, she's chatting with them, making them feel amazing. When they walk out, they feel amazing. Some of that stuff you just can't get if the therapist is super, super nervous or has never done it before. So it does take a good 3 months to get that calm and that flow and that clinical confidence. And it is worth it in the long run because, again, the hundreds and hundreds of more people you'll help if you have staff. All right, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for tuning in. This is Roth Consulting Group, and have a great day.